Hoka's newest plated trainer is here, the Hoka Mach X3, and this shoe keeps that same great responsive midsole from last year, but it fixes the biggest issue, which was the upper. So I've put 50 miles on these shoes. I'm ready to give you my full review. Just a quick disclaimer that Hoka did send me these shoes, but all my thoughts and opinions are my own. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the review, starting with the upper. The upper now uses a wrap knit engineered mesh that may not be as light and breathable as the upper on the Mach X2, but it is more comfortable and padded. With V2, the sharp ankle collar gave me some of the worst blisters I've ever gotten from a shoe. Fortunately, Hoka threw that design in the trash and gave us a comfortable, well-padded ankle collar. I found the fit to be true to size, though I did notice a very minor heel slip, nothing that caused any issues, but I thought I'd just mention it. Because of that, though, I did end up using the extra eyelet all the way back here, and that left me with very little lace to double knot. Overall, though, Hoka focused more on comfort than weight savings with this new upper, and it's actually very enjoyable to wear for long distances now, unlike the previous version. All right, now let's talk about this midsole. So there's actually no changes here. It's exactly the same as the Mach X2, and I'm not mad about that. It still has a dual layer setup with PEBA foam on top, EVA foam underneath, and a nylon plate sandwiched in the middle. The stack height is still 46 millimeters in the heel, 41 in the forefoot with a 5 millimeter heel to toe drop. The dual density foam setup made for a very balanced ride. It's firm enough to add some responsiveness and stability, but still has plenty of cushion and protection. While running, the rocker geometry felt super smooth and definitely noticeable through the forefoot with its slightly more aggressive rocker. It has that rolling propulsive feel similar to the Rocket X and the Cielo X1, but it's definitely not as aggressive as the Cielo X1 2.0. So both of those shoes do have carbon plates which give them extra stiffness, but the nylon plate is a little more forgiving in this shoe and it still adds some of that pop, but maybe not quite as snappy, but this does help make the Mach X more versatile. So if you tried the Mach X2 and you were able to get past the upper and you really liked that midsole, then you'll be happy that Hoka made no changes here. All right, now let's move on to the outsole. So this is also the same as V2. It has forefoot rubber coverage with a couple of strips in the heel and exposed foam in between. I found that it grips well on road, and I honestly did the majority of my mileage in the shoe on a gravel canal path, and I had no issues with grip there either. Durability has been great so far. The rubber is holding up well with no major wear. The exposed foam does have a little bit of wear, but definitely nothing crazy. So although the majority of the weight is coming from the new, more plush upper, the outsole adds some of that weight here as well. It is now 9.7 ounces in a men's size 9, and that is 0.8 ounces heavier than the previous version. But honestly, I don't really notice it once it's on foot, and I think it's worth it for a more comfortable upper. Moving on to the run type stoplight, I'll go over speed day, everyday, long run day, and recovery day. So starting with speed day, I give the Mach X3 a green light. The nice aggressive and smooth rocker paired with a little extra snap from that plate and that PEBA foam definitely feels nice and fast, and it definitely felt easy picking up the pace in the shoe. Whether it was a long tempo run or some track intervals, it felt great either way. For everyday training, I give this a green light as well. It's definitely versatile enough to handle those everyday mileage, but I definitely found it to be better in kind of that medium, more moderate range, where I was kind of more up on my toes a little and maybe a little quicker than some of my more recovery style runs. For long runs, I give this a green light as well. It has plenty of cushion underneath that helps protect your legs. It's pretty stable here with that nice wide base and that plate in there, and then that rocker helps you through your stride, especially towards the end of a long run when you might be struggling. And for recovery days, I give this a yellow light. For me personally, I found it kind of difficult to go slow in the shoe. When I tried to take it easy, I found myself picking up the pace accidentally. I think just that rocker geometry just made me feel fast and want to go fast in this shoe, but it does have that nice cushion there, but I'd say this is better for kind of more of that speedier training. All right, now let's go ahead and do a couple of quick comparisons comparisons. The first shoe I'm going to compare it to is the Sonicblast from ASICS. So both of these shoes have dual foam setups and a plastic plate in between and a more comfortable training oriented upper. They also come in around the same weight as well and have similar stack heights. I do feel like the rocker is definitely less aggressive on the Sonicblast, especially in the heel. It does have a little rocker in the forefoot, but overall I found that the Sonicblast had a wider range that would fit better for me, as in I could still take it easy and the shoe felt comfortable, but I could still get up on my toes and have that forefoot rocker and it felt good going fast. While like I mentioned with the Mach X3, it definitely felt more at home when I was picking up the pace. It felt a little harder to take it easy in this shoe. Both definitely very cushioned though. I did feel like the Sonicblast had a little bit of a break-in period to kind of get a little softer, while the Mach X3 felt great out of the box. I think either one is a great option, kind of depends on your foot strike and your purpose and how versatile you're looking to get. Next up is the Wave Rebellion Flash from Mizuno. This shoe, again, dual density with a plastic plate in there, and this one has an even more aggressive geometry than the Hoka. This one is definitely built for speed. For my foot strike, this one feels really good when I'm picking up the pace more on my toes, but it's definitely not something I want to take an easy run in, and even occasional everyday training run here and there, but this one is definitely built for speed for me. While this one has a little more range to it, I think it's a little more versatile. This one is definitely the faster of the two. Overall, I'd say that the Hoka Mach X3 is a well-rounded plated trainer. It is stable, but fast, but also protective and cushioned. That geometry is really smooth. It's able to pick up the pace, get a little extra pop from that plate, but you still have a nice balanced cushion where it's not too soft and squishy and squirrely, but also not too firm or harsh. The upper is definitely that big difference here. It is way more comfortable now. I had no issues, no blisters, and this is, honestly, this is probably what the Mach X2 should have been. I think that this could be a good shoe for somebody looking to run their first marathon and don't want an expensive carbon plated shoe. This is something that you could train in and race in, or if you're just somebody who likes plated shoes or wants an option for your tempo runs. Again, this is kind of on the speedier end, but I definitely recommend this shoe. So I want to hear from you. Have you tried the Hoka Mach X3? Did you have issues with the 2? Are you excited for the 3? I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.